Hello and welcome to class number 1 of our Zero to Hero challenge for yoga and stuff and getting healthy and stronger and more flexible. Today we start with foam rolling. Don't go away just because I said those words. Don't go, don't click stop because this is only one video. We're not going to foam roll every day. It's like those two words are like bad words for anyone who's done this before. Foam rolling, grab your foam roller. Just try to don't think about it. Just this is a short video and it's going to be done before you know it, okay? It's not the most favorite thing to do, but it'll be fine, and we're going to do it together, okay? So what we'll do is this will be a bit of a choose your own adventure. So if you don't know how to foam roll yet, I will put a link in the description of this video where I do just a bit of a demonstration and explanation of why we foam roll, all those sorts of things. So I'll put that link in the description. I generally only foam roll my quads, but you can foam roll your glutes or even your calves. So what we'll do is set a timer. I'll set a timer for 10 minutes each side. So I will be doing my right side quadriceps, and I'll do sort of along the IT band. In that intro to foam rolling video, I talk about how I don't like to do the band itself, but in front of. So I'm going to be sort of going up and down systematically, like as in like how it feels like it needs to go. There's no like right or wrong way to foam roll. When you feel a knot, you sort of pause, not too much pressure, really tuning inward, not too much, but enough that it's doing something. So I'll be doing my quads the whole time. If when you do your quads, you're like, that's enough of that, you can switch it up to, you can even sit on this thing, do your same side glute kind of a thing like that. Or you could even do like same side, if we're working on this one's my right side anyways, calf, right? That's actually a thing. But for today, if your calves are like mine, just even like this, just hang out there for a bit, okay? I'm not going to talk much more than that before I put the timer on because I want to get going, right? Quick and dirty, kind of, not quick and dirty. Short and sweet, that's what I meant. So I'm going to start our timer here right now. And here we go. Okay, ready? So the timer's on, 10 minutes. I'm going to start kind of sideways along the IT band, and you can hop on, okay? I mean, unless you want to like grab a bowl of popcorn and just watch me suffer in silence. But, oh my goodness. Again, this is not the most fun part about yoga. What this is, I'm gonna give you an analogy, which is funny because I don't like analogies. Because I don't usually understand analogies for like, okay, I'm going to tell you about foam rolling, what it feels like. But what I'm going to do is give you a story that's more relatable. But I feel like a lot of people are like, okay, I'm going to give you an analogy. It's like the Cold War of whatever year that was. That was grade 11 social studies for me, which was quite some time ago. So just tell me the thing. What does it feel like exactly? What's foam rolling like? But I have a good analogy that anyone who's even remotely close to my age will understand. Foam rolling, oh my goodness, I'm just moving. Foam rolling is like vitamins, right? Because we're getting our muscles prepared. We're deep tissue massaging them and getting them prepared for what we're going to do in this challenge, in this Zero to Hero challenge. And not just any vitamins, Flintstones vitamins. Am I right? Flintstones vitamins. Why, Carla? That's weird. I haven't thought about Flintstones vitamins for 40 years. Okay, here's why. Has anyone else had Flintstones vitamins? So they taste weird. Chewable kids vitamins. They taste weird. They've got a weird vitamin-y taste. And then they try to add like grape or something on top of weirdness flavor. So you got this like tangy kind of like tart, bleh, but then a weird thing happens. you start to like them. And you're like, I couldn't choke this down when I first started them. But next thing you know, you're like, Mom, can I have another Flintstones vitamin today? Right? It's kind of strange, but that's what happens. So foam rolling is kind of similar. Remember to keep moving a little bit. When you find a spot, hold. And then when it feels like it releases, do move. So I'm not going to instruct you on how to foam roll. It's one of those things that's kind of you need to on your own, right? Find the spots, because I don't know where you have knots in your muscles, and probably you don't either, but you will as soon as you roll over top of one. You'll be like, there you go. So finding your spot and then breathe. Unlike I'm doing, I decided to just speak a whole lot faster like an auctioneer and talk about Flintstones vitamins. That's what I do to mask the pain. I mean, no, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to switch over to a bit of a different spot. We're still going same side. If you're like, that's enough of quads for me, feel free to move on to, if you want to move on to calves or something, but stay on the right side or whatever side you started with so that we have an equal amount of time on each side, okay? Keep going. So this is, one of the reasons I like videos is because, or live classes, same thing, right? We're doing this together and it's finite. Like there is an end, and this one especially, it's short. So I know for a fact, I've only got 10 minutes on that timer, and then it's done and you'll feel amazing. One other thing to know with foam rolling, when you're done this video, what happens is you're releasing a bunch of junk, basically. There's like actual words for like what the tissues are doing and how they're processing. But the oversimplified version is you're kind of detoxing when you do deep tissue massage. So what you'll want to do is get your lymphatic system going and your kidneys working. So drink a bunch of water and then maybe go for a walk as well to get both of those systems going, to flush out everything. And you'll feel like $1,000,000 tomorrow morning, okay? Keep going. I don't know where my timer is at even because I'm using my phone and it goes on to, well, it just, the screen goes dark, so keep going. Oh, goodness. I gotta say, I did foam roll last week, so it's been like a week for me. Prior to that, it had been months, and today is going much better. When I foam rolled last week, oh, so if you're experiencing what I experienced last week, try not to just know this will pass, this will get better, just like Flintstones vitamins, okay? So I know at first you're only just tasting the weird, but then you start to taste that grape and your system acclimatizes. The human body is resilient. It's pretty awesome. And we'll get used to it. Every once in a while there's a spot where I can't talk. I have to focus. So I'm going to just take a moment here. Let's sneak a peek at our timer here. Oh, we're in the home stretch. So if you're doing quads only, see if we can even it out. So I'm going to move into a little bit more adductors area-ish. There's just no comfortable position. And FYI, grunting is not only allowed, it's encouraged. It gets you through. And it's okay. do remember to breathe as well. In yoga, we do like a simplified ujjayi kind of breathing, which is, it's basically slow, deep breathing. And that's a really good style of breathing for many reasons. It actually can help mask pain. Not that we want to, a little bit we want to feel where spots are tender because we want to not overdo anything, right? You don't just find a knot and then sort of smash into it with all your weight and grin and bear it until it's over. We don't want to cause bruising. So when you find a spot and it's a little bit tender, do take a moment to find that right amount of pressure where it's not painful, it's just not comfortable, and then breathe through it. So we're not using, I think mask the pain is not necessarily a good thing to think of, because we don't want to cover up anything and distract, because we want to tune into the discomfort so that we know where we're at. And it might be too much, in which case, like, so for me, you can't really see my legs back there and I can't really move, but if I go this way, you can sort of see I've got one on top of the other because I'm in a place that doesn't hurt as much. So I'm putting all of my weight with my second leg on as well. But in really sensitive areas, I actually move my leg so that I have less weight on the foam roller. So you can definitely do that. And since I did this last week, it's so much better, you guys. It's so much better. So it gets easier. The more you do it, the more easy it gets, and the more it actually feels better afterwards. So if this is your first time in a while, hang in there with me. Hang in there. Give me a chance. It will feel better. Just a few more deep breaths. For our last few moments, I'm just heading back to sort of the worst area of like where I was. I don't want to overdo any one particular area, but now that I know we're almost done that area, it's gonna, oh, there we go. It's time. I'm gonna just push repeat, okay? So grab your foam roller, torture device, and then other side, and go. I try to do sort of a similar start on each side. So I try to always start, not that you have to, in that sort of IT band section. But again, not right on the IT band, but right where it's on your side, and then right beside it is, can you see my air drawing? My air drawing, that's an IT band, right? Right beside it is where the quadriceps are, the outermost quadriceps muscle. I think one of the reasons I start there is because it's the most, for me, intense part. For a lot of people, this can alleviate knee pain as well when you sort of work on the space. Like if our IT band is, you can't really stretch your IT band, right? Like in yin yoga, we can lengthen ligaments. Over time, over the years, our ligaments get a little bit shorter. And that's why we tend to start hunching over as we get older. Things like our nuchal ligament in the back of our neck shortens and shortens. So we hunch over, and that can happen. But our IT band, there's not like a stretch that you can hold that really lengthens that. So the only relief that I can find to release that area is release what's surrounding the band. And it actually does feel a lot better. What you might find too is that each leg is different. A lot of people are pretty ambidextrous, but some of us are like really, really lopsided. I have quite a significant muscle imbalance. Yoga's helped me a lot. I'm right-handed and I'm like really right side dominant. So my right leg is much stronger than my left. And in some areas it's much tighter. And in other areas it's much looser. So even my foam rolling is a little bit different on one side to the other because I'm tight in different areas. So that's normal. So just try to approach each side like it's a brand new leg, brand new side, brand new experience. And instead I think a lot of people try to do like the exact same movements on right side and left side, but sometimes they require different things. Remember, when you do find that one space that requires a little bit of extra attention, be sure not to put too much weight onto it. So we want it to feel uncomfortable, you bet, but not painful, okay? That could cause bruising, so not too much. It's just as much an arm workout. Like I've got quite a bit of weight on my arms too, so that it's not all on my leg. I'm gonna start to move. One thing you can do too, if your wrist starts to get sore, because it's a good wrist strengthener. Don't think it's harmful, right? It's good for you. Oops, I moved back too far. I got my leg going up the wall. That's okay. You can go down onto your forearms too. I actually like the wrist workout a little bit. It's really helpful for my vinyasa practice, right? The planks and stuff. We do want to get our wrists stronger for that. So. And if you're still quite new to foam rolling and you're like, I really don't know if I'm doing it right, over time you start to, it is kind of a self-taught thing. I never went to any foam rolling training. Like there's very few foam rolling classes available. And online there's just sort of, here's sort of how I do it. Like there's no instruction manual that comes with the foam roller. It's literally just what feels like it's helping. I was going to give another analogy, but I think I don't like analogies. I'm just going to tell you the real thing. So the idea, sometimes it helps to know what is it I'm trying to accomplish, and then you can know sort of how to do it. We're trying to make the muscles more supple, and muscles get tight, right? Which is, we tend to think, but tight muscles are good. That's what shows tone, right? It makes that toned look. But the toned look will still be there. And so it's not doing that. We want the muscles to be supple, because what can happen is like blood flow can get restricted if you are too tense. One of my favorite books in the world is David Goggins. I don't get any kickback. It might sound like it because I talk about him a lot, like I get some sort of referral payment, but I just think if someone deserves credit for just awesomeness, that they should get it. David Goggins wrote a book called Can't Hurt Me. I was attracted to the title for personal reasons I won't get into, but sometimes when you're feeling down or like someone's trying to attack you or hurt you, you are attracted to these types of books. And I read it, and he's amazing. it was beyond anything I could ever have dreamed of. And I won't give you a spoiler alert in case you want to read it. It's a bit graphic. He did go through a fairly challenging life, and that's an understatement. That's probably the biggest understatement I've ever said in my life. But he did start like working out and stuff like that, and he wound up experiencing some negative side effects to just overworking exercise and getting so strong without stretching. So stretching can definitely help the same way that foam rolling can, but foam rolling just gets that last little bit. When you get muscles that are too overworked and too tight and you don't compensate by stretching them, you can actually restrict blood flow. I think it's a bit rare that people would go to the extreme that David Goggins did. He, I think, used exercise as a bit of an escape from a lot of things in life. And so he went, I'm one of those personalities where if 1 is good, 10 must be way better. So he wound up bringing his body to the point of exhaustion and got some negative side effects from too much exercise. So then he started like stretching 12 hours a day. Baby steps, David, baby steps. But stretching is definitely helpful, but so is foam rolling. So as you're foam rolling, I do feel like we're sort of in our last little hurrah here on the left side. As you're foam rolling, even though it's not the greatest feeling in the world, try to associate it, instead of thinking, I hate this, think, this is so good for me. I'm almost done, and my muscles are getting so super healthy because of this, okay? So our last bit here. Oh, is it ever our last bit? As quickly as possible. Pivot on the foam roller. And if you do feel, after we're finished up here, probably in just a couple seconds, if you feel like there's more you'd like to do, go ahead and watch this video again for another 10-minute timer on each side and carry on with arms maybe, or just don't do the low back area. That's it. And you're done. That's it. Well, congratulations. Video number 1, all done. If you have any questions about today or just want to say hey, then comment section. That's where we get to communicate with each other and I get to hear how you're doing. And start the next video whenever you feel that you're ready. Okay, so remember to drink water today, quite a bit of water. If you can go out for a walk, outside is even better because fresh air. That's one thing I need to remind myself. I tend to hermit and stay inside. So I'm going to go for a walk right now and then, but not before I have my water. Okay, so water, walk, and then start the next video when you like. Maybe it's today or maybe it is tomorrow or maybe you need a day or two after your foam rolling and you'll start the next day. Okay, let me know if you have any questions and I will see you next time. Bye for now, everyone.